Alright, moving on to the Emperor Arcana. This is the highest level Emperor, Odin. Odin is the most prominently known of the Norse gods, and I think is one of the oldest of the gods, as he was the one that slain Ymir and built the world from his corpse. But there's a lot of myths surrounding him, as he's also the father of the gods. The depiction that they have of him here is that he's missing an eye, which is what he used to sacrifice to a well, from what I was told, so that he can see the outcome of Ragnarok. And basically, he's often associated with these things. He's also associated with two ravens, Hugin and Munin, which travel around the world and actually report back to Odin what they've seen. So that's one of the things associated with him, as well as what is described. Barong, like Randa, I haven't found much on him. All I was able to find is that they said he was king of the lions and was the one who defeated Rangda. As for the rest of this, I'm not really sure, because my resources are a bit weak as far as finding out what Barong is about. But in Shin Megami Tensei series, he's often associated with electricity, and also, since he's a holy beast, he's often called Avatar or Godly Beast. So he has an affinity for resisting expel, but very little as far as resisting death. So, moving on to the next part. Slowly. Okay. Kingu is stemming from Mesopotamian lore, which they said he was the son and also the lover of Tiamat, the dragon, or the she-dragon. I think when I checked Pantheon.org, they said that he was given by Tiamat the tablets of destiny or something like that, and basically he was given the throne and crown, being king of the gods. But Marduk killed him, and the creation of mankind from his blood is, yes, accurate in association with that description. I haven't exactly seen him being described as looking like this at all, but that's okay. Again, it's creative license. Alright, King Frost, I just decided to skip this one because there isn't anything about him in my resources, obviously. But he's basically associated as being the Lord of the Jack Frosts, and in Nocturne, the first Jack Frost you encounter, which is basically the junk shop owner, basically this mentions he has this desire of becoming about as powerful or even more powerful than the king. So he wanted to go on a journey and thus gain this power. Unfortunately, he was also the same Jack Frost that used the power of the Magatama to unfortunately change himself into a demon, as known as Black Frost, which you encounter in the Ekibukuro prison. Raja Naga, I think it was a Malaysian term, but actually it should stem from the fact that the term Raja means king. And I haven't really looked up these two, the two ones that they described, Nanda and Takshaka, but I think what the other Nagas that would also fall under this category are the ones that are found in Persona 3, specifically here. Vasuki, which is one of the king of the Nagas that was wound around a mountain to churn the sea of milk, and Ananta, which is usually associated with the Nagas, but is probably not one of them, but he's usually described as them because he's serpent. Okay, next one. Take-Mikazuchi. He was one of the gods that was sent by Amaterasu because there was kind of a wedge between the gods or the deities of the heavens, specifically Amaterasu, and the gods of the earth, or the deities of the earth, such as Susanoo and Akuninushi. So, Take-Mikazuchi and Futsunushi were basically to pave the way to allow Amaterasu's descendant Ninigi to rule Japan. So, basically, it's kind of the association with that. He's also, as well as being a god of thunder, he's also a god of swordsmen, which also explains why he also has the sword as well. Okay, next one. Okay, Forneus. Forneus in Nocturne was like the lowest level of the Fallen clan. Basically, he, like Oribus, is one of the 70 spirits of Solomon. The description of this is fairly consistent with what I saw in my resources, as the fact that he is said to appear as a sea monster, but that could be very vague. But with creative license, they actually filled in the gaps, and so they gave him an interesting appearance. Like, he has the extra pair of eyes, the horns, the fins that look like bat's wings. And he is actually the first boss you ever encounter in Nocturne. And that's pretty much it. For the last one, Oberon. Oberon was actually mentioned in the Shakespearean play A Midsummer Night's Dream, as he was having a little bit of a feud with Titania. So what he decided to do was, at one point in time, one of Cupid's arrows actually hit a flower. So he told Puck, one of his minions, to fetch this flower and put the juice of its petals in the eyes of Titania to hopefully mend things. But Puck was extremely mischievous and also caused a lot of chaos as far as the lovers entering the forest. Plus, when Titania woke up, after having the flower juice in her eyes, she fell in love with a man who Puck changed his head into a donkey. So, that's pretty much it as far as Emperor.